Shy Bikes, help me! I have so many turbo trainers to test. Today we've got Elite, Kubo, Hydromag and Novo Force, and there is also the Elite Drivo that came yesterday, broken by the way. So I've got a lot of work with testing those, and for you right now, this nice episode about Bianchi bikes from Eurobikes 2016. I have to apologize you for the voice, for the audio, especially when I'm talking about the Infinito model. Super cool model. As a matter of fact, my Eurobike 2016 project was a failure, as I just lost like 80% of my data, and some of those videos are just with the poor quality because of my microphone. But anyway, have a nice episode, and I will see you in the next one with these. There's so much to show on Eurobike, so I'm just gonna try to go very briefly through different models of those brands we like so much. So there we have, this is a Bianchi Impulso. As you can see, this is the aluminum frame, but really well made. All this kind of shaping will give us stiffness and kind of compliance as well. This connection with the seat tube is quite large here, so it will be strong, but you know, this is not a cyclocross bike, but anyway, it has it. And here to the front you can see that actually the top tube with a part of the head tube, it's just been like one part, or it's been hydroformed after making this joint, so it really looks nice. The only weld is here between the down tube and the head tube. It looks cool. We have internally routed front disc brake housing, and the rest is routed externally, which I absolutely love, especially for those beginning cyclists who just maintain their bikes by themselves. This will be a really cool feature. We do have disc brakes here. We have some nice tire clearance. This one is, let me just show you, this is 25C, so it's already quite nice, but there's still plenty of room for something more. Let's just see in the back. It also looks really good, and there is no additional joint here, so that's kind of strange. Here doesn't need to be. And the frame looks really awesome. This is matte black with this the Bianchi Celeste color. Really cool bike. And here we have Bianchi Intrepida, Dama Bianca. We have carbon monocoque construction, so this is a carbon bike, unlike the Impulso I showed you. Those colors are cool. A matte black with this Bianchi Celeste. Is just beautiful. We have 105 components here. We have 25 mils with some room for maybe 27. Perhaps that could be the case here. And as you can see, quite large diameter of the seat tube, just like in the Impulse. I think it will be just 31.6. I don't want to be, you know, lying here, but I think it was like that. Handmade in Italy, very nice. Internal cable routing, I hope it will be just working well. I will show you some more problems with internals here on Eurobike. So this is a really cool machine. We have 105/11 speed, Shimano, some basic wheels, but really worth it. The upgrade, the bottom bracket, all the bottom brackets on all bikes right now is just huge. Here is some port that will help you with routing new cables if you replace them, so cool stuff. Bianchi Intenso, this is also a carbon bike, also huge bottom bracket and connection with all the three tubes, or four actually, because we have two on the rear triangle. We have disc brakes on this one. Unlike with the Intrepida I showed you, here we have through axles, that you can just mount like this using a special key, special tool here, and you can just have it with you, and you use just, I think you use one for both. That's right. So this looks really sleek. I like it. And it really does make a difference in terms of the stiffness. I'm talking so much about it on my channel. We have quite long head tube, so this one will be a bit more upright. And the interesting thing here is that the blades of the fork are going a bit outwards, and that's the place where the fork should be giving us some more compliance. We have 25C with a bit room for more of the tires. This one is on, let's say, Ultegra with some lower components in terms of the crankset. Nice looking DD Swiss wheels and crazy looking rear triangle. This is how it looks. It is super wide right here. I was just thinking also with the Intrepida whether this shaping will not cause a bit more problem with our shoe hitting the rear triangle. So that's maybe one of my concerns here. But yeah, the frame, this is not the Italian classic bike. This is something a bit more crazy that will give you a lot of fun on the road. I like so much seeing Italian bikes on the Italian group set. This one is Campagnolo Potenza, and the bike is the Bianchi Oltre XR1. That's the model, Ultra. Awesome looking. That's the machine for racing on the road. This is carbon. This is much more aerodynamic design than the Intrepida and the Impulso, of course, that I showed you before. Super thin seat stays, and those chain stays are not made for comfort, in my opinion, at all, because usually they would be thinner here. But they are made for aerodynamics and stiffness. This is how it looks like here. On this one we have also 25C, so much more 25C on the bike right now, with still some room for 27. I would say we could fit here 27. Not that much in the front. No, it's okay also in the front. So internal cable routing, the top tube, as you can see, doesn't go straight from the head tube to the joint with other tubes there, and the seat tubes, it just bends up and down, looking nice. But once more, this is not Italian classic bike. This part is just maybe taken from those TT bikes. As you can see, we have also aerodynamic seat post. So this is all for more speed on the road. That's what I'm talking about, guys. This is the Aquila CV. That's the aerodynamic profile of the super aerodynamic and super aggressive looking TT bike. I love its look, and I've told you already a couple of times on my channel that I'm now heading more towards TT bikes, and I'm thinking about some TT time trial racing, so that would be awesome. Cross country and time trial would be nice. But anyway, this one, you can see super aero, very little space between the tire. The tire is once more 25C. So 25C on all of the bikes we've seen here. So there's just little space not to create any more any drag. We have two bolts for it, so one bottle cage. Let's see just under here. It's very sleek design, of course, everything routed internally. Here we have the mechanical group set. Very often those TT bikes, especially on some bike festival, would be shown on the electronic group set. This one is a mechanical one. A very small rear triangle, so once more, less drag, super aero seat tube, super aero seat post, and of course specifically designed for time trialing saddle. Really cool stuff. With a hanger, you can hang your bike just on the saddle. in the transition area, and also you can put some, I think this is for some bottle cage just behind you. Those wheels here are fulcrum, and these are 80 millimeters, so really cool. USB, so very smooth bearings, really nice bike. And the brakes here in the front are just hidden in the fork. It works so smooth and it looks just sick. And the rear are here. So a bit more difficult in terms of the maintenance, but really aero. And this is super interesting model of Bianchi, the all-road. So you know everything just from its name. This bike is made for just any road. Giant calls it any road. Bianchi calls it all-road. Super nice bike. We have 35 millimeters tires with a lot of clearance. So this actually looks like more like a cyclocross-ish tire than like a gravel bike. But this bike will just go anywhere. What I'm just surprised about is that it has disc brakes and no through axles. So we have just regular quick releases. We do have those cables routed externally on this bike. So here's how the BB bottom bracket looks like. This is the aluminum alloy bike. Still BB bracket kind of wide, I mean the wide connection with the down tube, and quite huge welds connecting to the chain stays here. So it looks nice. Very thin chain stays on both sides, and these are symmetrical, I think, and those shapes give us some more compliance on the bike. Really cool looking. This bike will just take you anywhere you want. Will give you position, not that aggressive position, but the position in which you should feel comfortable on the bike, and also when going through some obstacles, because there will be plenty of guys putting these bikes really into test. I like it. Bianchi Infinito CV. Really cool looking race bike. We have standard quick releases. We have strangely perhaps designed the rear triangle. It's all different here. This joint between seat stays is super huge as for a road bike. Okay, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 bands just on the seat stay, so it's unlike for Italian bikes. Should be for more compliance here, and quite thin chain stays comparing to those models I showed you there, which was Oltre. Very huge bottom bracket area, everything routed internally, so here we have access to it. We can mount the DI2 components, of course, and all of the bikes, all of the road bikes here, guys, have 25C tires.